Oh, that's a relief. You know when you've eaten spinach and you think it might be on your teeth? So I've been on a bike ride. I love bike riding, and I got a flat tyre, bottoms. So I thought I felt it go, and it was a back tyre. Unfortunately, I wasn't too far away from home, so I sort of like wobbled it down some hills with me trying not to. It was on the back tyre, so I just sat on the. I'd sort of sat on my bike and had all the weight on the front, and sort of like just free wheel down this big hill that I came down. And then whilst I was walking home, and then occasionally getting on it and thinking I'm damaging a tyre, but I didn't have too far actually to get it to home. And then as I was coming home, I had the thought about, okay, so what am I do about the bike tyre? And you know, even though I'm a farmer's lass, the thought of jiggling around with, I've never really got to grips with having a bike kit. You know, I'm not one of those that can get off my bike and whip the inner tube out from underneath my jacket and within 2 shakes of a lamb's tail I've got it fixed up on my bike. So I'm wandering home, and my sweetie who made my breakfast yesterday came into my mind, and I thought, I wonder if he's going to be willing. And I went into this story around how will I say it, how will I ask, will he be in a good mood, do I need to feed him before, you know. And you know that if you're like me, that history of having somebody, you ask something of somebody and they get a little bit shirty or upset or whatever. And that's been a common theme in my life, you know, that I've asked somebody. And so over the years, I see that I've built an energy up around having an expectation that is what's going to happen. So this really interestingly ties me into the work that I've been doing with a gentleman called William Whitecloud around creativity and how we repeat old patterns like this. And this is really interesting in my work that I do around estrangement, because I see that the belief systems that I have based on past experiences, which is all very well and valid, you know, like from way back in your childhood, sort of sets that thread of belief that if I do A, then B is going to happen. And then throughout the years you do A, and lo and behold, B happens. So it's interesting to me to look at how I can be in a different A point and create a different outcome for myself. And so there I am thinking, and I'm nearly in tears at this point, thinking, okay, so, because I've had feedback, you know, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, you know, you don't ask at the right time, all sorts of things that support my belief that people will get pissed off if I ask them to do things. And I caught myself nearly in tears thinking, I shouldn't have to do this, it should be so easy to just ask him to fix my bloody bike. And not too long ago I had something similar that came up, and I said to him as a sort of, because we're great, Stephen and I, you know, like we do have that relationship where we can see each other's wobbly bits, and we support each other around that as much as we can when we're not in our stuff, you know, when we're not in that in that place where you don't feel so whatever calm, I suppose, when you've got other stuff going on. So the other time when I asked him something, I said I sort of preempted myself. I told the truth about what I said to him. I'm feeling really worried about asking you this because I think you're gonna shout or get upset or just get into whatever. And he sort of smiled at me and said, "What is it?" So that was good. And so today I thought, okay, so how am I going to do this? And you know, like for years I've done this prepping and planning and what shall I say? How shall I say it? How can I get into a good tone in my voice, you know, and what will I do? And I also noticed that I've got a little coping strategy for when the cross no comes back, you know, and Stephen's got a thing about being asked and being told, so it's great, we're perfect for each other. And I'm not too worried about him getting upset now, so I will ask. I'm a bit more conscious of how I ask. But what I've noticed is that if I'm not conscious of how I ask and I just ask it and there's no energy going on, I get it's a different outcome. So it's fantastic exploring this in myself. It takes some self-awareness and some real introspection into me and holding in my imagination, in my vision, my desired end result, which Stephen would say, of course, sweetie, I'm really happy. Give me the bike now. I can't do it quick enough. It wasn't quite like that, but his first response was, what now? You know, and that's it. That's what I get. You know, that's his stuff, not mine. And I said, no, not now. I don't need it now. You know, like, it'll be great. And then we go into a little bit of how to. You know, like, shall we ring up the bike shop and see if it's open, and do you want to take it to the bike shop? So it's going to go to the bike shop, and another question was, is it the front or the back wheel? Because you know the back wheel's harder to take off. So it was really interesting, you know, and I thought, okay, how am I going to say this? So I thought, okay, I say, I've had a flat tyre, are you willing to change it? Are you willing to fix it for me? That was one option. The other option was, I've had a flat tyre and I'd love it if you'd fix it for me. And then what actually came out of my mouth was, as I shut the door, he was in the kitchen, shut the door, and I said, I've had a disaster. So of course that brings him into, it could bring him into, and I'm not responsible for this, but I can see how that might bring him into, I can be the hero here, you know, I could save my woman. Sometimes he wants to do that, and he wants to just say, oh, get on your bike. It's a lot of fun, is this, you know. I enjoy this sort of thing because I see that I create my own reality, my own outcomes, my own results, really. And I'm curious as to how I keep repeating the same results, and I'm even more curious in how to create different results, and it all begins with me. It begins with not so much what I say or how I say it or when I say it or who I say it to. It comes from me. It comes from that energy of being okay with a yes or a no, or in this instance, you know, an okay with him getting, if he was to get cross or you know, impatient, you know, that sort of impatience. Oh, bloody hell, not again. Why couldn't you take more care? You know, that sort of thing, which he doesn't often do, to be fair. You know, I know in my womanly wiles that I can put on this sort of like, I don't know how to explain this, but a sort of sense of, oh, I can see that you're in your stuff and I'll just let you get over it and I'll go off and do my own thing and you'll come round and in the end and help me. You know, that sort of, okay, you know, and then go off, and it's really interesting. You know, holding him to a no is really interesting too. Sometimes I'll say, can you give me a minute? He'll say, no, not just now. And then he'll be next to me. I'll say, you just said no. Why are you here? Oh, I love it. I love it. It's this sort of like exploring each other's strengths and our wounded bits, you know, the bits that make us go and not be of service to each other and not be in connection with each other. So the story of my bike, you know, and I suppose in days of old I probably would, you know, and then probably I would have had to go up fixing it, and I would have done all that, you know, like huffing and puffing that you do. that sort of flailing around and, you know, like, I can't do this, you know. Honestly, the things that I've done, manipulating to get my wants and needs met, you know, and it's really useful to see it, and how I create my own outcomes, my own results, my own, yeah, just that really, and and thinking that I want something else, you know, and the energy of me and my, or just that intention, you know, where am I coming from with my request? Where am I coming from? Anyway. So he's going to take it, the outcome is he's going to take it to the bike shop tomorrow and I shall have my bike fixed. And yeah. Who's on with me? Judith, Debbie. Oh, bless. And it's a lovely day. Well, it has been a lovely day. It's sort of going a bit grey now because it's getting dark. But anyway, I shall see you all again. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.